Welcome back, everyone. My name is Ember, and today we are continuing my journey through One Piece with Volume 2. This one covers roughly around the time where, Luffy is first introduced to Nami. We start to learn a little bit about her, and it gets all the way up to where Zoro beats Buggy's second mate, the circus guy, and Luffy is about to square off with Buggy himself. So, this is where the series really starts to feel more like the more common idea of a shonen action series in a lot of respects, but most notably in that the creativity of the fight scenes in this series is really starting to take off. Oh, by the way, I fucking postponed this recording by like an hour because I have shit stuck in my eye and I haven't been able to get it out, so fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. Anyway, yeah, it's really starting to beef up its more battle-oriented creativity in a lot of really cool and fun ways. This is where the Luffy's Gum Gum Gavel and Gum Gum Balloon first show up, so the flexibility, no pun intended, of Luffy's power set is really starting to come into play. And it's just a whole bunch of fun to read. It's so dynamic and powerful, and just the sheer physicality of it is so fun to read. Just when you get shots or panels like this that just have so much fucking power to them, that is the good shit. It's so fucking good. And then on the on the villain side as well, we're starting to see the more general idea of how creative Oda is going to be with creating different ideas. We had like a lot, we have the circus theme going right now, kind of. We have a clown, we have a lion tamer, we have an acrobat, and all of their different movesets and abilities and such are really interesting. It's just very basic but very creative shonen battle stuff, and it's just very fun to read, very exciting, and of course, and once again, the general paneling and artwork and the direction of action is just so fucking good. What else happened? We're also starting to get a little bit of a better idea of what sets, not necessarily what sets Luffy apart from other pilots, but just in general, like, the differences amongst different pirates in this world. We're starting to see a bit of a divide between pirates who are definitely outlaws and on the wrong side of things, but then there's the pirates who are also just plain kind of cruel and just mean-spirited and evil, and that's an interesting dynamic to set up, and I imagine there's going to be a whole bunch of area to cover all in between those, between Luffy's crew and just the evil shitfucks like Buggy's crew and stuff. So it's nice to see a dynamic like that pop up. And of course that also leads into a bit of Nami's characterization in the first volume, where she really makes her debut. Of course, we haven't quite gotten to it yet, the actual reasoning, but we're starting to get the idea that she has been wronged by pirates severely in the past, and now she's gonna see the whole spectrum of what piracy has to offer as the series goes forward. That is, when she eventually joins the crew. Eventually. For now, she's just kind of tagging along. But we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, Nami's fucking great. Love just how smart and quick-witted and clever she is with her deception and stuff like that. But she's also not like the perfect character either. She gets a little bit ahead of herself, and when she turns Luffy over to Buggy, and then Buggy forces her to try and kill him, and she realizes that she's in over her head a little bit, and she didn't quite play everything out. So that was a nice little reversal of luck. Keeps the field a little more even. I don't know where the fuck my voice is going, but makes for a much more engaging character when she doesn't get her way all the time, and she has to make a hard choice. Fun time. As the series goes on, you're probably going to very quickly realize that I like Nami a lot. So, looking forward to more of that. What else? Zoro also had some really fucking just absolute badassery moments in this. He gets stabbed, then he just comes back and he's fine. Then he stabs himself, and he comes back and he's fine, and he kicks everyone's ass. Just, like in the first volume, we got a little bit of a sense for how skilled he is. Like, we got some quick glimpses of that. But in this volume, we're really starting to see Zoro is a fucking badass, and he will fuck your shit up. And just leaves a really strong impression. I did notice afterwards, once I finished this volume, that Oda kind of kept Zoro and Luffy separate for most of the volume. Like, when Zoro was in play, Luffy was stuck in a cage. When Luffy was in play, Zoro was in bed healing from his wound. So, because I guess maybe he realized that if he had Luffy and Zoro out at the same time, it was gonna be too easy. So he had to keep them separate for a little bit just to draw it out a little more, which I thought was interesting, which I liked. I liked that. I'm not saying it's like a lazy writing thing or whatever. I think it's kind of interesting. Just the way he's able to draw out these fights in ways that are pragmatic and understandable and believable. Like, it doesn't feel like an ass pull or like it's too convenient or anything like that. There's like very logical reasons for why things happen in these fights the way they do. So, really digging that. What else? And this is where we're also starting to see, this volume is also where we're starting to see the potential for the big emotional pulls in One Piece. This is where we got, I think his name was Chocho, the dog whose owner died and he's guarding the pet food store. And just this very noble fighting spirit that this dog has, that when the dog gets fucked with, makes Luffy go ape shit. And just, again, I mentioned this last time, but just so many fucking badass, iconic shots in this manga. It's so fucking cool to look at. And I think a lot of that's part of the simplicity of Oda's designs. He made it, like, that's one of the things that I really love about the artwork in this series is, yeah, the character designs are a little more cartoony, a little bit, I'm not going to say necessarily simpler than other manga, because again, that's not simple. There's a lot of detail going on. There's a lot to these characters. But just the more cartoony nature, not super cartoony, but slightly more cartoony nature of it really lends to a lot of flexibility in how these characters move, how they have facial expressions, how they interact with people. And it's genius in a sense. It's just so fucking cool. Eventually, I'm gonna stop fangasming at some point, but so far I'm having a hell of a fucking time. And again, going with how flexible the designs are, the comedic timing is just so fucking good. Like this panel right here, just fucking chef's kiss. It's so punchy and quick and just rolls right along. I'm fucking loving it. I got distracted. We were talking about the dog. Yeah. So Luffy first mate, or Buggy's first mate, burns down the pet shop, gets Luffy all riled up because it pissed the dog off and stuff. And it was a very strong emotional moment. Like, is it cheating because it's a dog? Who knows? Is it a little ingenious in that the dog doesn't have any actual dialogue, so you're able to experience the dog through his own flashbacks and how he genuinely cares about his late owner? Yeah, a little bit genius. So that's just really, it was a really strong emotional moment. I loved it. And it was one of the many instances, like Luffy's interaction with the dog as this part of the story goes on, and how Nami sees Luffy and starts to understand that maybe not all pirates are bastards and shit, thus leading to their team up near the end of this volume. So there's just so many interlocking parts going on right now. And it's just fascinating to see all of this stuff come together in a way that's, again, not forced, not super obvious. It just all clicks together perfectly. And I'm really having a great time. And then, like, yeah, what was I going to say? And even the villains are really interesting and fun so far. Like, I know Buggy eventually becomes basically like a fucking butt of the joke later on, but right now he's a genuinely challenging villain to look at and to fight. Like, his chop ability is really powerful and makes him a very difficult enemy. I don't even remember how Luffy eventually beats him. Once again, I've read all of East Blue before, but nothing past that. So I'm just so these first 10 volumes are going to be a reread. But once I get past that, it's all new. But yeah, I don't even remember how Luffy beats him. So that's going to be really interesting to see. And again, his underlings that actually fight have really cool and interesting powers, and they are genuinely threatening. I'm having a blast. I'm only 2 volumes in, and I'm having a fucking blast. This is good shit. Do I have anything else to say about this volume? I don't think so. I'm just looking through. Yeah, just really good shit. A lot of setup, a lot of payoff, a lot of more setup, and all of it is being done without skipping a beat, without taking a break from being genuinely entertaining in the moment. One Piece good. Shocking. That's about it. I will be back with Volume 3 tomorrow, and my name is Ember, and I'll see you next time.